U.S. men's national team 5-1 loss to Colombia. The biggest loss with Gregg Berhalter. It once again confirms what we stated in past weeks. Gregg Berhalter should not be the manager in Copa America, and he definitely should not be the manager for 2026 World Cup. When you see so many strides being done in U.S. soil with Messi playing in the MLS, and this is what happens to the national team that is one of the best national teams I've seen of the U.S. They gotta do better, and doing better is with better coaching staff. Gregg Berhalter cannot stay. I agree with Gio Reyna that should be the case. But no surprise to lose to Colombia.
No, but it's this is not the 1994 World Cup. Ernie Stewart 2-1. Obviously, Andres Escobar with the own goal. This was beyond humbling. What I hate about this whole process is it's the same guy now. This is like the first loss that he has come out and he's said, "Oh, completely unacceptable." It's like you're playing negative ball most of the time, right? It's not attractive ball. It's boring. And people say the same thing about Gareth Southgate. I just don't enjoy watching Gareth Southgate ball. And it's the same here with Berhalter. It feels like they're just constrained in their expression. And yeah, you look at some of the analytics, Alex, and the XG was only 2.2 to 1. But the defensive frailty that we've shown, the negative goalkeeping, the terrible goalkeeping that is we now have a goalkeeping problem. Absolutely. Right? And it's like, it's that meme where you got the person, you got the dog sitting amidst the fire saying, "This is fine," right? That's what this feels like. It's not fine. It's not. Yes, I'm glad that this was now and not in the opener against, say, a Bolivia. But you're telling me, Gregg Berhalter, that you want to change everybody's perception of American soccer, American football, right? You want to tell me that you want us to join the upper echelon of this international football to where you can compete on a regular basis with a very good Colombia team. This Colombian team has not lost in 22 games now. Okay? But you're telling me that. And then you play that type of football, right? And then you simply act like that meme and say, "Yeah, this is fine. This is fine." It's bullcrap. He's not the right guy the second time around, and I don't want to wait until the end of the Copa America to find this out. And I really think we need to move on, and they're not going to do it. And that's the hardest part of this. So if we have success in Copa America, right, it will be, once again saying it, in spite of Gregg Berhalter, not because of it. And it's not just us. This is a CONCACAF thing. Mexico wants to think that they can go toe-to-toe with a Netherlands or with a Colombia or with a Brazil or with a Argentina. And yeah, I'll give them a little bit of a shout-out for their fight against Brazil the other day. I only hope we can follow suit. But they got trounced by Uruguay 4-zip the game before that. Canada got trounced by the Netherlands 4-zip. CONCACAF is nothing until we accept that these teams are the reality. This is what we're fighting for. This is what we need to continue. You can't hide. Tim Ream can't make a mistake like he did. Chris Richards can't make a mistake like he did. Johnny can't make a mistake like he did in those types of environments. And where is that precision? I feel like I'm rambling.
No, and to give context to people, CONCACAF teams in these past few weeks, Mexico lost 4-0 to Uruguay, which they're going to play U.S. men's national team. U.S. lost 5-1 to a team unbeaten 22 games with Colombia. And the Netherlands beat 4-0 the Canadian team of Jesse Marsch. That I believe Jesse Marsch would be a better manager than Gregg Berhalter for the U.S. men's national team. But these results are unacceptable for the talent that is on their teams. Okay, so I completely agree with you. Reality check.
No, but it just goes to show you that there is the changing. His stated goal, Gregg Berhalter's stated goal, is that he wants to change the perception of American football, American soccer, right, in the world stage. It's the club guys. It's those guys that are currently doing that. It's those guys,
not the
right?
manager.
Christian Pulisic going into Syria. Exactly. They're doing it individually. collectively right now, what I feel he's doing is he's holding them back.
I agree.
100% is holding them back. I would rather go down 5-1, at least creating more than whatever, a few half chances here and there.
With a philosophy.
than what the way we played like.
With a building a new philosophy, building a style of play that you cannot build in weeks. It's something that's a work of months. And that's what I mean. Like when the U.S. men's national team looks at the deadline of the World Cup, it's very alarming to see that the manager will be working 2 years if it's not Gregg Berhalter. Right. Whoever it is, they got to sack him after Copa America to give more time to this person that respectively will need it to build dynamics, a lot of things.
Preferably before. Alex, preferably before
Copa America. No. Then it would go back to the cycle of it's the people at the top that they're at fault, and it's not Gregg Berhalter.
I know, but he has only beaten Mexico, right? There is no notch in the belt win against any of these guys. I mean, I'm not going to go back and relive the days of Jurgen Klinsmann getting us wins against whatever the Netherlands, and because he didn't do it when it counted, right? But for Gregg Berhalter to say that there's been any real progress here, where? Show me.
Individually?
Put it out there.
Individually.
Tell me.
Individually, yes.
Right, well, he's had nothing to do with that.
No. And tactically,
right,
no.
And I think it's almost a negative that he's buddy-buddy with some of these players here, because we are entering, Alex, into one of the most consequential periods of potential development in U.S. soccer history, right? You have the World Cup coming up. You've got this ridiculously amazing Copa America tournament that's about to take place, West Coast to East Coast. You're going to have Messi on the soil. You're going to, oh my God, it's going to be amazing. And yet the gap has not felt wider.
Exactly.
Wider between CONCACAF teams and CONMEBOL teams, South American teams, than I've seen in a while. And yes, recency is in effect.
And it's not the best Brazil team ever. And it's not the best
Uruguay.
It's not. Uruguay is a good team, but it's not the best. And the gap is bigger.
I agree. It doesn't feel good. Exactly. And if you were looking for any type of progress that's there, the only progress you can see is in the individual player pool.
True.
But when it comes down to who's leading the way and how U.S. soccer has said, well, he didn't do it the first time, we are going to let his contract expire. And then we're going to hire somebody, Alex, to put on this exhaustive search to go find another manager, Oh, wait. No, yeah, all our metrics are saying let's hire Gregg Berhalter again.
That's mad.
Right? And to give him another swing in one of the most consequential periods of U.S. soccer development history, right? Amidst a transformational change that MLS is ongoing, you can't make the argument that it was MLS players that made this team, have a bad game. Jedi Robinson, not good, right? I mean, the only one that you can look at, well, you know what? I'm not going to pick on the individual players.
I don't think
it's the guy leading. No, it's the guy leading the show, and it doesn't. If there's a plan,
look, if there's
he has not been able to illustrate it to anybody.
If there's a player, it's Matt Turner, because Matt Turner at club level hasn't showed what is needed to be the U.S. men's national team goalkeeper. When in the past you had a player like Howard, that would be an idol, an icon for the U.S. men's national team to the world. So Gaga Slavina. Come on.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is you had Tim Howard, you had Casey Keller, you had Brad Friedel. Those three obviously made it abroad. You never felt like there was a goalkeeping void at any point. In fact, some of the best games in our history, right, going toe-to-toe with people much better than us. USA, Belgium, right? Timmy Howard was out of his mind, right? You had Casey Keller standing on edge against Brazil back in the day. I think that was a friendly, but well, what a win, right? Made like 14 or 15 saves in that game. And now you're looking at Matt Turner, and nothing against them individually. They're all great people. But Matt Turner getting bad counseling to go to Arsenal, where he was never going to start. Zach Steffen literally disappearing.
True.
Disappearing. Nobody knows. Yeah, I get it. He's back in MLS. with Colorado, but he's not even one of the best MLS goalkeepers. You've got Ethan Horvath, who is okay for Cardiff City. And then you bring Sean Johnson again, and you're not giving any of these young guys a chance. Goalkeeping was one of the best exports that the U.S. had.
Exactly.
And no longer, sir. No longer. So, in my opinion, he has stepped back
in
almost every metric.
Because goalkeepers now have to use their feet.
That's true. No, you're right. 100%.
So it's like everything
true.
changed. It's like, what? No. Like, no, how are we going to coach this now? It's like things changed massively. And who took the best out of it? The people that have the best preparation in the world in terms of training processes, methods. The German.
Yeah.
The German with Manuel Neuer being the breakthrough and the icon of that change. But yes,
true.
Very interesting talk. Do you agree? Do you disagree with what we just said with the U.S. men's national team? Who would be your coach? And let us know in next topics. Can Brazil win Copa America? We're going to be touching this topic and many others. Let us know in the comment section topics that you want to see here at FC Wonder Kid.